Hi, and welcome to day one of 365 days of self-love and realization. So before we get started, I just want to give you an idea of some of the things that you're going to need to help you along on this journey. And that is, you want to get yourself a notebook and you want to download the Uncovering the Divine Within workbook. I'm not going to be fully following that. I'm going to sort of be loosely following that. But for me, that was what helped me to understand what I was going through. So the way that the Uncovering the Divine Within workbook actually came into being was I had an epiphany. And then I realized that all of my challenges were due to a lack of self-love. And I realized that all of my challenging experiences were there to provide me context to understand the content of my thinking. I started jumping around my living room thanking everybody who had ever hurt me, because I realized that they were only showing me my limiting thoughts and my painful and abusive thoughts about myself. So it actually transformed that. But we're going to get into that a little bit later. What you need to do is you want to get a notebook. And I also want to let you know a little bit more about where we're going with this. There are all these people that talk about the different levels of consciousness. And honestly, who really cares? Who really cares what level of consciousness you're at? You want to be happy. You want to feel free. And if you can, you want to be able to direct your life in a way that brings yourself and your life in greater harmony with where you want to be. So that's what I'm all about. And that's what this program is about. It's about getting yourself to a position where you're at ease with yourself, you're good with yourself, and then you're good with your experience, because that's an outpicturing of yourself and you can't separate yourself from your experience. And then we get into, how do I direct my experience? If my experience is an outpicturing of what's going on inside, is there a way for me to be able to orchestrate that or direct it in some way? So we're going to get to that. We're going to get to all of that. And then what I've discovered for myself is that I can actually direct it on behalf of others. So we're going to go through all of that. So there's going to be 4 different aspects of the program. So first, it's going to be the self-love aspect, learning how to love yourself, then learning how to love your experience, then learning how to direct your experience, then learning how to direct the experience of others. And that'll certainly be broken down into, smaller bites. So I invite you to get a notebook and download the Uncovering the Divine Within workbook at divinewithin.com. And then we'll start tomorrow, and I'll tell you a little bit about my story so that you can sort of unearth your own childhood story and sort of dig into the darkness that you might not want to look at, and let that go. It's going to be a jam-packed year. We're going to go through a lot of stuff. We're going to dig up a lot of stuff. And in the end, you're going to feel happier. You're going to feel freer. And you're going to feel like you can direct your life in ways that you never even imagined possible. So thank you so much. I will see you tomorrow. Make sure you get a notebook and download the Uncovering the Divine Within workbook at divinewithin.com.